Hey guys, Twits Out Detail here. I'm going to be talking about something very important that so many people I don't think really understand, let alone have been told that this is not a suggestion, this is a professional requirement. And it is all about chemical dilution, setting the expectation to your clients, and as well as having the expectation for your business. And that boils down into P&L reporting, profit and loss, how much you're spending versus how much you're making. And I, I'm all about it. And once I figured this out, I've been in the business 7 years, from 8 years in September. But, you know, 2 years in, I dove down about a year. I'll say between a year and two after my first year. Like, okay, I need to understand these chemicals because I think I'm spending too much here, and therefore I'm not making anything. Uh, and I was right. And long story short, so I had to understand the difference between acidics and alkalines, pHs, the pH standing, leather, pleather, vinyl, plastics, uh, headboard, uh, the headliner to the floor, stuff like that, and window tint to clear glass, stuff like that. You have to understand, and let's just get into it. That's what this is all about. So we're gonna start with al. We're gonna go with the acidity and alkaline, and this is this is the most important thing for every detailer. You have to understand what the pH balance of your chemical is, and the reason why, because acidic, it attacks and it burns and it destroys whatever it lands on if it's too low on the pH level. Right around when you start getting into three down to zero, dude, you're killing the car. You're damaging it. Versus on the alkaline, the higher the pH content, hitting up to like I forgot what the actual levels. If I can go in. Here we go. Once you get to like 11 to 14, dude, that is what that does is it removes anything organic, anything that it can pull out from whatever material it lands on. It makes that the foundation of whatever that is brittle and dried out to where it's susceptible to cracking, breaking, just complete damage. Where acid burns it and it's damaged. So one attacks the surface right out the gate, the other destroys it kind of from within. Um, Alkaline is more of a soap, where acid is more of like a fire. It's like lava. It just whatever it lands on, it burns and just destroys. That's the hopefully that's the easiest way, and hopefully you understand that. And it just damages, which is very susceptible to leather because leather is an is a hide, so it needs oils and protectants to make sure it doesn't become brittle, cracks, or tears. And that moves right into using neutral cleaners. So like leather, you need a neutral almost pH. So you need to be in that 3 to 5 range. You shouldn't be any higher. Uh, Stuff like that. pH clean. So yeah, to match leather's natural pH around 3 to 5, use pH balanced cleaners and conditioners. I have a specific leather um, chemical. So I have my interior cleaners, and I have my fabric, and then I have my leather. And it is what it is. I tell people all the time is like, this isn't up for a discussion. This isn't up for a debate. It is what it is. And if you're against that, perfectly fine. I wish and hope the best for you. And I hope nothing happens to a customer's car until you want to find out how much it is to repair a leather seat. I've I've personally had to replace people's. Um, I'll give you case in point. A Nissan Rogue seat, and it was a 2017. This is before COVID, mind you. This is before COVID. $900. It's a Nissan Rogue. We're not talking any top of the line. It had the basic heated fabric seats. It wasn't crazy looking. It wasn't tricked out. You have to make sure you are doing this for the client, but also to protect you. So, cleaners and conditioners specifically for leathers and pleathers, you better use it correctly. And I use a bore brush. Like I have just like the shoe shining brushes when I'm doing boards. I don't do drill brushes like I see other people. I use drill brushes on fabric, and that's high point. So, uh, no. So I be careful. And this is the actual pH scale. So determining, neutral 7, 6 down to 0 is acidic. So 6 to 0 is lava. 8 to 14 is a stripper. So it takes out all the organics, all the oils and stuff like that. It's made to lift and dry out. So alkaline dries out stuff, acidic burns stuff. Um, Stronger chemicals are not better for detailing. So many people are like, I'm getting the purple power or just some like LA Awesome, I think is one cleaner that I've ran across that is pretty good. I use it on my car to kind of test it, and it's not a bad cleaner, but you better follow the dilution ratios, and they have it on the bottle, which is awesome. But damaging the protective layers, highly acidic or highly alkaline cleaners, they strip away the essential protective layers like wax sealant, ceramic coatings. They'll damage all of that. And then you could end up having the paint be vulnerable to oxidation, killing from the contaminants, UV radiation. Worse, etching the paint, discoloring the paint. I've seen it. Seen the splotches of chemicals that sat on the paint too long and just burn the color differently to where it was like, oh, it was horrible. It was like a dark blue, and then you seen these little splotches of lighter blue because it discolored the clear coat, so where it was like milky, and you had to like sand it and rebuff it. It was terrible. Obviously, paint can be damaged by solvents and strong acids. Uh, Different materials on a car react differently to chemicals. Rubber seats can degrade and wear down faster. Repeated exposure to harsh chemicals. Rubber seals, leather, vinyl, high pH degreasers can dry out and crack. That's what I was just talking about. So like leather and vinyl specifically, when you're taking out all the oils and any of the clear coatings, it's like your hand just losing, you know, uh, just imagine using what is that stuff? It's like that liquid hand sanitizer. It's just you use it repeatedly and you don't put lotion on. It's like every time you do that, you're just getting drier and drier, and then sooner than later, crack your hands. That's it. Same principle. Um, so it's just not always better to use a strong solution. And this is where we get into. I tell people you need to be buying detailing concentrated formulas because then you can perfect a dilution ratio in house. Meaning, if you got something that's like a 1 to 100 ratio, it's like cool. Then it's like every right here, it's like 1 to 250 is the easiest. Like every one capful of that concentrate is 1 gallon. And I mean, you put that in perspective, and you're just saving money. You're making money because then that 1 gallon of solution might cost you 150, but when you're uh, able to do, if that 1 gallon can make 256 gallons, I mean, let's just do the math here. Say it was $150 divided by 256. Every 1 gallon costs you 60 cents. So just put in perspective. And not only that, you're not having to order. Your water is relatively just there. It's just, if you have a warehouse, you just have water. It's accessible. So an accessible material that is readily available. So concentrates are the way to go. The only type of ready to use formulas I use is like quick detailer. After I buff and polish a machine, I see a little bit more of my polish or wax left in like a crevice somewhere. I use a quick detailer so I can wipe it up without removing any of the sealants and to make it just look showroom ready. Stuff like that. Leather conditioner I don't buy it now. I have a concentrate formula now for a while, actually years. But stuff like that to where uh, you'll save so much money to where you can make more money and be a profitable business when you have concentrates. Ready to use formulas are great because you don't have to think about it, but it also has a higher cost because you're going to go through it so much faster. Rather than you can buy a concentrate for $100, let's say, but if you can make 100 gallons of it, it's $1 a gallon. Whereas if you buy a ready to use formula at $15, it costs you it costs $15, you know, and that just goes up astronomically. And then you're having to buy it repeated like over and over and over again, uh, without being able to dilute it. So just stuff like that, and just be smart about your APCs, your all-purpose cleaner, stuff like that. Make sure you're using it appropriately, correctly, and efficiently. Don't be trying to get a higher. Don't make it more caustic to where you can clean seeds faster because it's stripping all the dirt and debris. You're also just stripping all the protective layers along with it. So it goes hand in hand. Like sometimes the stronger the chemical to go faster, sometimes the most damaging as well. Um, Chemical guys, they have other on the description of this, I have the chemical guys dilution uh website attached to the description of this video, and I have this also on the description. I recommend reading through this so you understand acidic to alkaline. And then this you can print out. I already printed one for myself. Ooh, so bright, so white. So there we go. So I was able to do a dilution chart there. I don't pay attention to the 16 or 32 ounce because I'm not in chemical production. That's the only time I would find it usable and reasonable. Um, nope, not even then, because I would just make a large vat container of it and then just pour it in there. Stuff like that. But for the 1 gallon, it's really nice to be kind of on the fly. So if you're a mobile detailer and you have 5 to 10 of these 1 gallons, and you're just like, oh, okay, so how many ounces of product do I need for blah, blah, blah. And again, this is to make, so in all real, this would actually make 2 gallons. So it says a 1-to-1 ratio. It would be 64 ounces, 64 ounces. That's a 1-to-1. So for 1 gallon, if you're trying to do it, it would be 32 ounces of, oh no, this is right. This is for 1 gallon mixture. Sorry. Nope, this is correct. So you need 64 ounces of the product, 64 ounces of water. Also, get a long funnel when you're pouring your solution mix into this. That way you can fill it up from the bottom up. That way you don't have a lot of foam. So there you go. Tricks of the trade. I learned the hard way because, yeah, I was me. And I was young and dumb and brand new to the game. But that's how I do it. So I don't have a lot of bubbles. Um, so hopefully that helps. And this chart goes effectively for 1 gallons, 5 gallons, 32 ounce. I wouldn't spend time here because you'll be refilling these all the time. Just make a 1 gallon mixture or a 5 gallon mixture. 5 gallons minimum, I would say, for warehouse. Uh, on the mobile detailer, I would do 1 gallons. That way you can have, I don't know, depends how many cars you do in a day. And if you have like 12 different chemicals. If you're a mobile detailer and you have interior, exterior, uh, yeah, interior, exterior, tires and wheels, carpet, leather, vinyl. So you might have like 6 different 5 gallons, which is 30 gallons. Exterior, interior, wheels, fabric, leather, vinyl. Yeah, you'll have like 5 cleaners, roughly. Um, and you can buy these 5 gallons. They're called Carboys. You can buy them on Amazon. I think they're like $40 for two or something like that. I live in Alaska. It's harder than shit to get a lot of these Carboys up here inexpensively. I think it's like $25 per, $30 per for me to get these up. But super awesome. Like goes up to like 1 to 128, and then that's as high as it goes. But obviously, there's some mixtures out there that go even higher, stuff like that. And oh, here we go. So, why leather interior surfaces have chemical limits and for preventing material damage and safeguarding human health from toxic chemical exposure. Chemical limits, broader detail and products on leather and sort of crucial. Stripping protective coatings, like I said, drying and cracking, same as human skin without lotion, discoloration and staining, being burning the alkaline or burning the acidic into the material, alkaline cracking the material because it's stripping it so aggressively, degrading the plastics and vinyl. Harsh solvents can degrade these materials. Soft touch plastics, leading to a chalky texture, brittleness, even sticky. You've ever I've touched people's cars after they cleaned them, and when they're sticky, they use too much. They've they've made it to where it's attacked it so much to where now it's like having it has to now you basically have to like re-clean it with a neutral pH to get the harsh pH out of there. Respiratory issues, benzoyl, toluene, xylene, fumes, respiratory systems. Care about yourself so that way you know to care about your employees. Like, don't be using harsh chemicals in a closed environment without proper respirators. Hydrofluoric acid, everybody talks about, like, oh, this is really great stuff, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes the smartest decision is not to use the most aggressive and straightforward product. I'm gonna be hiring people here come in the spring, summertime. I always look at a chemical to say if I was working under somebody and I didn't really worry about my safety, would I probably kill myself with it or hurt myself? If the answer is yes, I don't put it in my shop. Because I also hate firing people. So I can effectively work with the brushes I have and do the stuff I need to do for cars anyways. Carcinogens, certain compounds like uh, netha, nethylene, stuff like that. Uh, those are like far out chemicals that you most likely would. That's more like paint correction and stuff like that, or repainting. Sorry, repainting cars stuff. Improper dilution, chemical burns, drying and cracking, and kind of discoloration, etching. That's a big one. Is etching into the glass. So if you have a very harsh chemical and you spray it and it hits the glass, you can end up damaging the window tint. Have fun getting that replaced, or just damaging the window to where you just have these like watermarks that you can't remove. Um, a big thing I do is I have turtle wax after car wash spray, and I spray that on the my drying towel because it actually removes majority of the water, and it actually causes no watermarks. So where then I go over it at the end with a regular towel and my chemical or sorry my window cleaner, and it's crystal clear after that because there's no residue that's stuck to the glass anymore. So food for thought. Protective coating, stripping those, removing factory applied protective films and coatings, leaving surface vulnerable. Uh, IO, you're gonna pay money if you damage somebody. Difference between effective cleaning and destructive cleaning. Proper technique. Quote unquote 2 bucket wash method. I have a foam. I have a solution mix for my foam gun to where I spray the car, and I just have a 1 water bucket where I use my wash mitt. So I don't have a solution 5 gallon a bucket and a water bucket. I just have foam gun, water bucket, in and out. So a lot faster method for myself that I made for my shop to one affect the cost and speed and safety. Having 2 buckets, you're having to like stroll those around all over the place. Now you just have 1 bucket, you move on. So just being able to just adapt and just move faster and safer is just it'll just go in the long run just be the best thing for you. Avoid using paper towels. Those are abrasive. Those will scratch glass, or will not scratch glass, but it will scratch like paint. It'll scratch window tint. stuff like that. Household cleaners, dish soap. People use dish soap. Pray to God I don't run into them. It's a ugh. It's sad because it just damages. You know, dish Dawn detergent is a oil stripper. So guess what? The exterior of your car needs. It needs that wax. It needs those oils to keep it protected from oxidizing. Dish soap will oxidize that. You will kill a car faster. Oh, there it is. Accelerating oxidation. Why product choice matters as much as ratio. Choose a crappy product. You have shitty solution. Like you just don't have a good chemical. If it's not a good chemical, you're gonna make a bad solution out of it. Even if it says like, oh, it's a 1 to 10 mix, it's not a good chemical to begin with. You're paying money for that. One, two, you just made a solution of it. And then three, you use it and it's still not good. It's not quality. It's not a quality chemical. So I always study um, manufacturers. I study the companies that are like selling these products. I'm like, are they good? Where who buys them? Like who has reviews? Where can I get the details on this? I don't I don't like the hibbity bibbity what is it? Here we go. JBS. I was just looking them up. Yeah, self-serve industrial washes. That's serve film buster. Hard water, worst quick it is all road film, grease, and grime. So 1 to 90, 5 gallons. One arch channel. So it tells you the application for this. So this company, get a little hitter soap, hitter soap. Don't even know. I don't know if they even spelled it right. So this one, oh, here we go. Dilution, 1 to 240. So again, it's like this is for. It looks like this is for pH balance 100. Performance of rinses and protectants. So I mean, again, it's like dilution. So it's like you have to, and then right here they got a STS sheet that actually like study the chemical, but it's like, but choosing the right product. Just the bottom line is that if you're not choosing it from a reputable source, if the company's not really up on their game, and again, it's like that they have a high standard of like giving you all the info, and because then when you call them, they know you're either a buyer or a squatter. And I don't, I don't mean to be rude to people that like call just to see about the chemicals, but I put my prices out there. I put what exactly is going to happen to your car up front to where when you call, the price is the price. And I don't have to worry if I have to do like a song and dance with somebody. Like somebody's like, "Oh, what else service do you have?" I'm like, "Well, those are my services." I would say please go look on my website. Please go look at my Instagram and YouTube and just see what I do to cars, and that is why I have the price I have, is because the standard I do and the quality I do is based off of that price. Um, yeah, thank you for your time. I don't want to, I don't want to waste your time either. If it's don't feel comfortable about the price, the service, I 100% respect your opinion, stuff like that. So I shove all that out of the way, and that's what these guys do. They're doing this stuff to like, we put all the information out there. That way, when they call us, we're not doing a song and dance. Really, we're not having to really work with somebody that does not really understand us. And that for me speaks volumes. So it's like, oh, they gave me all the information up front. To where when I call them, it's just quick. It's gonna be quick call and then just buy. Um, Ignoring ratios of chemicals is costly. I do believe a lot of detailers that do not understand ratios are burning through cash daily. Like buying the 1 gallon mixtures and it's like only the max dilution like a 1 to 5, or otherwise it's basically water, is costly, especially when that 1 gallon is $20, $30. Whereas if they would have bought one of those other ones at 5 gallon for 4 times the price, 5 times the price, but it's 120 dilution ratio. Uh, it's a one, yeah, it's a one to, yeah, it was like a 1 to 200, I think it was like pre soak. Yeah, 1 to 120 for 120, $172 for 5 gallons. Brother, my God, you know, price price per gallon. I mean, let's just go do the math here. 120 times 5, 600, and then we go 172 divided by 600. It's 30 cents a gallon. Whereas if you had, you bought something that was a 1 gallon and it can only go up to 5 gallons, and it was $20. I mean, you got 5 divided by 20, 25 cents. I think it's cheaper. 3 cents, 4 cents cheaper. But when you're having to mix less, yeah, I mean it's just and then on top of that, you have to say, is it a good chemical? Are you buying a reputable chemical? Are you buying a a successful chemical, or are you buying a unsuccessful chemical? What I mean by that is, are you taking longer to clean the car? Are you taking longer for the car to dry? Are you taking longer? Are you taking longer? These are all big steps to say, are you losing money or making money? You're like, oh, I saved 4 cents here, so you don't know what you're talking about. If I'm cleaning a car in less than 30 minutes and it takes you 45 to an hour, I just outpaced you. I can do 2 exteriors for your one. So there's the math. I always tell people, like, do the math. Yeah, you might save $5 per bottle on the upfront, but in the back end, you're losing $100. We're not the same. Inconsistent results, unhappy customers, another part of not understanding solution mixes and ratios and chemistry to the materials that you're dealing with. Inconsistent results. I always find it weird to look at product and it goes from like, there's reviews from 5 stars down to 1 star. I'm like, how is there 105 stars and there's 10 to 21 stars, and then there's another 43 to 4 stars each? As when it's all over the place, I'm like, I'm not buying this. That's inconsistent. The results vary. I don't want to take that chance. Damaging the vehicle when the concentrated chemicals are too strong to become corrosive. Poor cleaning performance, under dilution, too weak. Wasted product, over dilution, the glug glug method. It's like you put so much of the chemical, you don't even dilute it enough, and it's costly. And then you're damaging product probably. Under dilution, spending too long to try to clean something when it ain't gonna get clean. No, that hurts your bottom line. That hurts your budget. It's punching you in. It's punching you in the wallet. Why professionals follow chemistry? If you understand the chemical, you're gonna beat out competition because then you can speak on it. Tell something like, "Oh, we have to use an acidic base to do your wheels to make sure we get rid of this brake dust." Blah blah blah. Ooh, okay, we got to use a alkaline on this interior to make sure we uplift all this dirt and this looks like Yeah, dirt, dust, debris, looks like some just grime. So we got to get rid of that will take up. And it's like when you're able to really start speaking like you're a master of the craft, people aren't gonna second. I don't have second guessers. I don't have naysayers. I might have naysayers. They ain't talking to me. They might be talking to somebody. They ain't talking to me. And just to kind of keep pushing on that, just like it's very good not have to worry about it. So just have that mindset. I always tell people that up front. Um, from a client standpoint, auto detailing is uh from a client standpoint, auto detailing, it's not you're not helping them with their investment. You are doing vehicle preservation. Those are two very different things. I never tell a customer I am protecting your investment. Never. Nor should you. No detailer should ever use the word investment. An investment is money. The only cars that are an investment are like one of 2,000 cars, meaning you can flip it. Like a Porsche GT3, you might be able to buy it at a lower price point, turn around, flip it for another 10 grand over on the other side. 1980s F40 Ferrari, you can flip those. Um, Shelby Cobra from the 60s, you can flip those. Those are investments. This is preservation. This is somebody's work truck. Hey, I'm here to preserve your work truck so you can keep doing what you need to do. Protect it from rust, protect it from the grime that's going to damage its body, protect the inside so that way there's not significant wear and tear that you have to worry about replacing parts on the interior of your car or the exterior. I'm caring about the engine. That way you can see and detect oil leaks at a moment's notice instead of it being too dirty and then you can't see anything. And then by the time you have a check engine light on, there's more problems than there were 6 months ago when the oil leak started. Stuff like that. Maximizing the resale value, enhancing the safety, clean windows, clean mirror, polished headlights, significantly improve visibility for the driver. Case in point, if somebody's running their AC, there is now a chemical going inside of the car that is causing film to start up on the interior of the window. Also, during like the northern states, people wipe their windows with their hands, oil covered windows now. There's smear marks, it's glaring, they get the sun on their eyes. Talking to customers in a way of providing them safety, support, and problem solving. You're their savior for their car. They're like, I don't have to think about this crap anymore. I come here what twice a year and you fix all this? Yep. Where do I sign? Like we're not talking. I don't need to talk to you anymore. I just need you to now do the work. And that's how you should always look at it is if you're a problem solver for the client, then you are now a trusted tool that they will gladly pay for. Um Last but not least, guys, this is the end of the road. The business standpoint, it is cost control when you understand your chemicals and where to apply them. Efficient use of your supplies, you're using the exact amount. You're using the right product, you're using the right tools, and that is a time management skill that becomes invaluable to your business um, and with your colleagues. And it's associated to the cost of that. It minimizes waste of material, predictable labor cost. When you know how much your material costs, when you know how much your tools cost, when you know how long it takes to do some stuff, you now can give accurate quotes. Be able to say, I might be off by $50. Okay. Uh, and then just to get those time consuming corrections, just you don't have to do redos when you know this process is the right steps and just keep it on the control. Consistency. When your service is deliverable every time on point, boom, nobody questions you. It hits every time. You're throwing out bangers every time. And that way, your reviews. I have only 5 and 4 star reviews. That's it. Clear expectations. Standardized packaging. Don't have like this engine cleaning and then like engine polishing cleaning, uh, buffing correction. And then it's like, then you have buffing correction 2 stage, buffing correction 3 stage. It's like, just have buffing correction. And then it's like in there when you meet the clients, like, oh, okay, this is going to be a severe buffing and polishing. This is going to be the cost. When you have so much information that a client has to read, they're like, oh, I need paint correction. I see paint correction. They don't want to see paint correction, uh, 2 stage correction, 3 stage. They're like, what is going on here? What is and they you actually create a you actually, if you do that, you made a system that now the client doesn't feel comfortable to even go to you because there's just too much information. Streamline your information, clients will come to you faster than you. I have a clear interior, clear exterior, clear full package, clear ceramic coating, um, headlight restoration, like all this stuff. There's only like one of each. There's not like 20 different things. Figure out your core sales, make those, stick with them, adapt as you either grow or you are able to effectively do what you're already doing at a high level. Don't change it. With that, I hope this has been beneficial for you guys. This helped me out once I started getting this squared away many moons ago, and I follow it to a T. And it has made it to where my pricing has been consistent. My moral compass is on point. My standard for myself and my clients is on point. I don't have issues. So once you start having this cost controls, once you have your cost control under your belt, your consistency is on point, your credibility is on point, your business will take off. I would put down 10 bands against somebody that says that's not going to work. Like, this is what I just said here tonight is bull honky. I'm willing to bet $10,000. So there you go. Otherwise, y'all have a good night. Take care. Otherwise, keep it clean. Don't get mean.